Welcome aboard, all aboard. It's How Not to Game with Callie Jack. I'm Callie Jack. The gaming identity, handle, whatever you want to call it, for the guy behind Die for Drex. And this is the Devil's Towers Fixit 1969 game, episode 86. Still seeking a way to turn around the downturn in profits before it becomes a problem. And I'm seeing if yes, it did. I have a slightly longer delay put onto the tooltip in settings, and that does seem to be increasing the amount of linger time for our notifications of crowded stations, the pop-ups that fade on their own. Kind of just sitting back, relaxing today. The knee is still bugging me. Trying not to take as much pain meds as I did yesterday. Even though it's just ibuprofen, that doesn't mean you want to take an overgo on it. And I'm just kind of also looking for things I can do that are cheap and no long-term maintenance. Science is a good thing. And we're just putting in some junction signs and things like that for the moment. Now, I am looking at this here at the Petrochem. We got a bunch of passengers waiting here, so we do need to consider cranking it up, and a bunch of oil. So I'm going to look for the peat moss. There we go. And we've got some oilers out there that need to start being increased. Just checking to make certain they come to this station, which is... Nope, yep, that is. So we need to start putting some extra things on here to begin processing things. And unfortunately, they've begun delivering oil to here that needs to go to other spots. So what I've decided to do is we'll add another platform, a transfer platform, maybe two, and start running transfer trains, especially to Octochem and Ben's Benzines, and see if we can start reducing our crowding a little bit that way. And then as far as the station, the only thing I can really think of doing here to reduce that passenger count is to decrease at departure the trains, or put a slightly faster train on it that holds more people. Kind of up in the air between the two as to which I want to do. Looking at our connections here at this yard, and this is the yard we're kind of worried about. We got the Malley Roughneck, and the Roughneck is a good one for us to take a look at, because that's going to be the PAX rail. No lineless customers, which is good news. And we do need to start moving some of these things to Brent's Benzines and such. So let's figure a way to add a platform here, and that's going to be tough. get onto the Brent benzenes line right there. But it would require a little bit of change. Let's do Brent's benzenes first. I think I see how I want to take an angular setup. It's not the cleanest, but it's going to work to an extent. So what we're going to do is we're now going to shunt and have a different style of yard. So by doing it this way, we'll have to build out, do some expansions, and I'm going to get that set up right now. Get my toolbars set. I haven't set them for the day yet. All right, there we go. There we go. And this will allow us to get in and out. Put signals here at that end. And then we want to do the old checkerboard square thing. So we know this is the transfer portion of the yard. And we'll go ahead and start putting a transfer oiler onto this for each of those 2 yards. Now the quickest way to get one over here is going to be from main dispatch here, though satellite would work just as well. And we're just going to do, I think we'll just go with 1 BR-234 and see how many oil cars we can put behind him. Not enough. Okay, so that ain't gonna work. Go to the front. Let's add 1 more oil car if it will let us on the back. 94, that's a good speed for kilometers per hour. I know everybody's going to tease me. No, you need to be at the 100. No, we actually don't. Okay, schedule. We're going to come from back over here at Peat Bog. This one. And we're going to give him some waypoints because otherwise he's going to get creative on his routing. Need him to come to here, then up to here. Now, the main problem I have right now is that a good chunk of our yards have become rather unusable. And it might be time to start doing some redesign at Brent's Benzenes, because I have too many of my 5 deep long yards being tied up. So I think I'll go with a 4 long train. We'll remove some. We're going to call this the relay oiler. We're going to go ahead and tell him to, whoops, hit this yard, not that yard. And then we want him to go back the exact same way we brought him down. And we're going to need a spot where we can do a crossover, which had not been done right. All right. There we go. So we're going to have to put in a crossover, and I think a good crossover spot's right there because there is a signal set to hold everybody at. Kind of a lot of wastefuls, but that's the way it goes sometimes. And we should have there. Start. We got a lot of dead lines in this we've got to clean up down the road. Things like that. So we're going to see if that works first before we put the other relay tanker on. And hopefully the relay tankers will begin clearing out some of the oil and some of the excess gas. Working our way down the line. Yes, the coffee's kicking in. And yes, it is time for an ibuprofen, a little vitamin I for the knee. Things I don't recommend, knee injuries over 55. And by 55, I don't mean the injury scale, I mean the age of the body, because your warranty has been expired and parts are non-existent for replacement, it seems. Let's see what we're doing here. He's coming in. Dispatch was whatever way he wanted to go. I'm cool with that. And let's see how fast he fills up. Or does he even fill up? No, that's not what I told you. I wanted to see. Yes, good. He's full up. We're going to let him go. For right now, we'll just let that line go. That's one step towards cleaning it out. He's following the routing we told him to do. Hopefully that'll make us some money. Do a speed run here. I'm not big on speed runs. We're in 93 now. But every once in a while they do work out. Alright. Not seeing a stuck. And he does seem to be working. Still have about 900 meters to go. Woof. Unfortunately, they're delivering to here, so we're going to be busy for a while. Okay, that's taken care of. Dudsworth smelting is not doing too hot. Awful lot of downtime, not getting in as much of the materials as we would hope. Some of that's just that we need to start thinking about upgrading vehicles and routings. And one to seriously consider upgrading is this guy, because he's hardly carrying anything. But we got 36. Oh my goodness. We've got to take and think about some new ways to speed up our lines and rebuild everything here. And I think we're going to be doing that right now with a little bit of road work first. We're going to do the preparatory road work. Normally, I, as you know, am the guy who likes to not break a road in order to get things going. No, that's not what I wanted you to do. Let's do this. There we go. That gets me what I wanted. Now I can do an angle turn so that it can go faster. Not that it matters, this is the snake. And I think because of some changes here, we need to start considering some changes to the horseshoe hustler. In this line, what I want to continue to take and kick down is we're here right now. Let's go ahead and remove this down to 5% and just let him start running and see what happens. I think by doing that, we'll start to clear out this a lot faster. Taking away the grade crossing may slow things down on the road for the bridge climb, but at the same time, you know what? Less stops waiting for trains. And he's still going to hesitate, but not as long. Good. All right. What's that do for our finances? Let's go to the monthlies. We're starting to see an uptick, a general uptick swing. Everything bottoms and tops are coming up. That's a good sign. I think after last year's pathetic 1.9 almost flat performance, where the year before we were flirting with staying above 2 or flirting with 2 again, I think we do need to consider this, because this guy was at just about 2. This guy was well north of 2. We need to start bringing things around, and that means adjustments to scheduling, finding spots where we're holding too long at one station and not servicing the midpoints, the PIBs, the points in between, as well as we should. And going forward, today, that's what we're going to be doing here on the Fixit game. Finding all those slower, smaller trains, increasing their capacity, trying to find ways to increase production at our facilities to generate more freight trips, and maybe even see what else we can do. I'm Kelly Jack. Have a better day, definitely, than I'm having, especially regarding your knees.